Hello, lovelies. I hope that you are having a great day so far. We are going to go ahead and do a tarot reading. If you're new here, I am Lyanna, Next Level Healing. If you have already been on my channel and are coming back, thank you. I really appreciate it. For today's reading, we are going to do what energy do you attract, or what type of people do you attract. I will zoom in on the pile so you can choose which one resonates for you. You are able to choose more than one pile if you wish. So we're going to get started. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you. All right, this is where you can choose your pile selection. So for group 1, we have the peach celandine. I've heard it pronounced different ways, so however you want to pronounce it. It's a peach celandine heart. For pile 2, we have a third eye stone. For pile 3, we just have celandine, and it's a wand. So go ahead and take a minute and meditate on the piles and see whichever one is calling to you. You are able to listen to more than one pile if you are interested, but we are going to go ahead and jump in with pile 1. Hello, group 1, pile 1. If you chose the peach celandine, this is going to be your reading. I have already shuffled and pulled from the deck, so we will get started. The question or intention was, what is the energy that pile 1 or group 1 attracts, or what type of people does group 1, pile 1 attract? So let's go ahead and get started. First card we have is the King of Pentacles. So the Pentacles do have to deal with anything regarding finances, something with a career, a job, could be a school or a hobby as well. So with the King of Pentacles, the energy you could attract, or type of person you can attract, is someone who is financially stable, someone who is sure in what they want to do in their job or their career, someone who has really high goals for themselves and the people that they interact or spend time with. So it could be that this is also a reflection of you, and maybe you have high financial goals, or you have career goals or dream goals that you want to achieve. The King energy is also very sure. So you could attract people who are pretty confident and sure in themselves and who reflect that. So it could be in materials, that they have nice clothes, nice belongings. It could be that they are financially well off as well. We then have the Two of Swords. You do have a lot of swords energy. So the swords have to deal with anything regarding thoughts, ideas, mindsets. It could be habits or the way that you think. Where you do have a lot of the sword energy, I will go into what each card means, but it could be that you attract people who are very smart and intelligent. They like to use their minds. Maybe they enjoy like intellectual things, so maybe they enjoy math or science or reading, learning new languages or learning new things. They could be more of a homebody instead of like an outgoing, adventurous person. This could also be a reflection of you. So maybe you are someone who is more introverted and who enjoys spending more time by yourself or in your home. And it could be that you are attracting people along those lines as well. This could also be that maybe yourself or the people you attract are people who maybe are overthinkers. They may have anxiety, or they may tend to overthink things, or once something is like planted in their mind, whether that's an idea or a thought, it kind of continues on, and they tend to overthink it. And this isn't a bad thing, so I don't want you to take it like, oh great, but that is the overall vibe that I'm getting from the Swords cards. I will go into each one, and we will start with the Two of Swords. So With the Two of Swords, you may attract energy or attract people who oftentimes feel like they have to make a lot of decisions. So maybe they are in a role of like being a leader or a manager. So maybe you're attracting people who are kind of like higher up in status, or maybe they are like higher up in a point in their life and they tend to have to make decisions a lot. It could also be that maybe it's a reflection of you and you quite often feel like you're presented with options where you have to choose one thing or the other. It could also be that you are attracting energy or people who sometimes feel like they're not, I wouldn't say not being presented all the options, but like where she has the blindfold on in the card, it could be that you feel like a lot of, excuse me, a lot of the time things maybe are blocked from you or you're not seeing the full picture. So it could be that you or yourself, not you or yourself, you or others, or the energy you attract tend to often feel like you are blindsided by things when they occur, or that you have to really, really focus on decisions that you want to make. Then I have the Three of Swords. With the Three of Swords, it could be oftentimes you feel like you are either a third wheel or that you attract people like in threes. So maybe you have a group of 3 girlfriends that you're really close with, or maybe like at a work setting, there are 3 of you who are very close, or maybe within your family, there's like 3 siblings that are close. And you may either feel like sometimes you are the oddball out, or maybe you attract people who are typically the oddball out, and then you create a group of 3. So it could be that you're like three peas in a pod, the 3 musketeers. So maybe you have 3 of you total and you have 2 really good friends, or maybe you attract that energy of like 3s. You can always look up the symbology of the number 3 and see if anything resonates with you. This could also be that you tend to attract people who may have a bit of a emotional side, and I don't say any of this in a bad or negative way. Could just be that you have someone who tends to maybe be overly emotional, or tends to maybe overthink or feels their feelings deeply, and then it affects their mind or their ideas or the way that they think. And it's not a bad thing. Could just be that you attract that energy. So it could be a reflection in yourself, or it could be that people are naturally drawn to you because they feel like they can share things with you. They feel like they can relate with you, and that you are non-judgmental and very kind, and you can reciprocate the energy they may be feeling. So maybe you're an empath with feelings or with energy. Then have the Four of Swords. And I promise you, I shuffled this deck up, so I find it interesting that you have 2, 3, 4, and 5. With the Four of Swords, it typically is like an energy of taking a minute to like rest. So maybe you attract people or energy that can be super, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a little bit intense or a little bit much. So maybe you are told often that maybe you're a little much, or maybe people have called you extra or like dramatic. Or maybe you attract people who are a little bit dramatic and tend to have a flair in their ideas or their thoughts or the way that they do things. Again, none of this is a negative thing, so please take it with all love and positivity. And if there's anything you hear in here that you're like, oh, well, I don't really like that, or that's not the type of people that I want to attract, maybe another pile is for you, or maybe it's to draw attention to something in yourself that maybe you haven't noticed before. So always take what resonates. Then I have the Five of Swords. So you may attract people who always feel like they are in some type of sticky situation. So maybe you attract that energy, or those people who like to gossip, or who like to stir up a little bit of drama and trouble, and maybe you find it, a little fun, a little exciting, which I'm not blaming you who doesn't like a little bit of gossip. But you may attract people who tend to always feel like they're in like a sticky situation, and you maybe have to be the person that always has to solve the situation, or has to talk through the situation with the individuals you attract, or you may find that you're always kind of involved in some sort of drama. Again, you can take what resonates, and if you don't like this type of energy, then you can try shifting your actions or your words or the way that you behave. A lot of the times the energy that we attract is what we're putting out. So it could be that you're putting out these energies and people are returning it to you. It could also be that you feel like a very safe space for individuals, and that could be why they feel the need or like the tendency to be able to vent to you or involve you in things. We then are doing our power animals, and we have a shamanic ally card and then a motivational card. So the animal you have, it is the dolphin, and it says the dolphin will gift you with rhythm and the breath of life. I will go ahead and read from this little book what it says about the dolphin. Let's see. It says, the dolphin reminds you that we are living in a polar world. Contrasts are geared to each other in nature. Every creature needs to find its very own rhythm in the given polarity of life. It is not only our body that is pulsating between activity and passivity, or between gathering and releasing. It is also our sentimental and intellectual world that needs highs and lows in the polarity of light and darkness. Use the dolphin's help to fathom your life and find your very own path between the poles. Look to it to use the pulse of life. Smoothly follow these natural rhythms, fluently and without thinking about it. Inhale joyful things into your life and exhale restrictive ones from it. Make sure that not breathing itself, but your vitality is the goal here. So with the dolphin, it could just be asking you to draw attention to the people or energies that you attract in your life. And you do, like it was saying, you want to have that balance of basically light and dark. So it could be that these people in your life are beneficial for you because maybe you are the opposite of them, and maybe you're more grounded and you are able to like handle their dramatics or their like exuberance or their overactivity because you are grounded. Again, it could also be that maybe it's a reflection of you. Just take what resonates for you. Shamanic ally card you have, it is the Dream Weaver, and it says accessibility. So it could be maybe a message to draw attention to your accessibility. So maybe you are doing something in particular that is making you more accessible or vulnerable to these individuals. So if you don't like kind of the chaos or the over like stimulating ideas that these individuals draw into your life, maybe set boundaries and see how you are making yourself accessible to them. It could maybe also be with the owl, it could be a symbolism of drawing attention to your wisdom and your intuition and setting boundaries that way. We then have success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. John C. Maxwell. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Pile 1, and I hope it resonates for you. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment box, and please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the third eye stone, this is going to be your reading, and it is what energy do you attract, or what kind of people do you attract? We have already shuffled and pulled from the deck, so we're going to get started. The first card we have is the 10 of Pentacles. So the Pentacles tend to deal with anything regarding finances, a job, career, or school. So with the 10 of Pentacles, you could attract people or energy that tend to have really high goals for themselves and they want to achieve a lot in this life. It could also be that they really enjoy where they work, they enjoy what they're doing, and they like to share that with others. This could also be a reflection of yourself. So maybe you have high goals for yourself. Maybe you are working somewhere that you enjoy or you love, or maybe you're in the midst of doing that. It could also be that you work with people who tend to like to go on vacations, who like to go shopping, who like to spend their money. And it's also someone who is smart with their money, so everything they receive, they're not like financially just blowing it without a plan or without, I guess, like paying their bills and setting aside money. But it could be that the energy you attract or the people you attract are people who are like to maybe party or like to spend their money, which is always a good thing. If this isn't the energy that you want to attract, or if for whatever reason maybe you aren't on this the same energy as this person, sometimes it may feel like you are with people who may have like more money than you, or they may be able to spend more money. Then of the Two of Wands. So the wands have to deal with anything regarding actual movement, actions, choices, or decisions. With the Two of Wands, you may attract energy or people who are very conscious and aware of the choices or decisions that they want to make. They tend to think things through. They may make like a pros and cons list, or maybe they tend to think of their decisions or what the outcomes will be before they make them. It could also be that they're very aware of themselves. Again, this could be a reflection of you. So maybe you are very sure in yourself, or you try to be, and you try to think through things before you actually execute them. So you could be rather logical instead of more emotional. Then of the Ace of Wands. So with the Ace of Wands, it could be that you are someone who makes decisions, but you also bring in the new. So maybe decisions you make, you tend to have new opportunities that are thrown your way, or you could meet people or attract the energy where opportunities are presented to you or the other person that you're with. It could also be that you are naturally drawn to people who are like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a do-it-yourself, but like, oh, we're going to get things done. If we want this to happen, then we need to make the moves for it. If we want new things to occur in our lives, or if we want new opportunities, we need to put the action in to actually do that. So it could be that you attract those individuals with the snake around her wrist. It could also be that you attract people who sometimes may seem a little more calculated in the things that they do. So maybe it may feel sometimes like you attract people who, I wouldn't say wants certain things from you, but maybe they do certain things to get something from you. And then the Five of Pentacles. So again, with the Pentacles, it can involve anything with a career, a job, money, finances, could be anything with schooling. You may attract the energy or individuals of people who sometimes come to you for a lot of things that they need. So I get that with this card and with this one. So maybe you tend to feel like you are constantly being asked upon, like people are like, oh, I need your help. Could you help me with this? Could you do this for me? And again, maybe you exude the energy of being like a helper or a giver. So maybe people are naturally drawn to that. Or this could be a reflection of you. So maybe you are someone who puts out the energy that you need assistance a lot of the time. And none of this is said in a bad or negative way. If you don't like these energies, or if you recognize it in yourself and you want to change it, we do have free will, and you are able to make decisions or change things if you don't like the way that they're occurring. But again, with these two cards, I kind of get the vibe that people tend to come to you. So it could be family or friends, or just like an overall energy that you attract, that people often look to you for help or for kind of your assistance or your words maybe. We then have the Tower. So I feel like this card confirms these other two. So typically with the Tower, it's like an event, situation. It could be a feeling or like a thought or idea that tends to like dismantle kind of where you're at now. So maybe you tend to attract people who you are just put in their life to help them or to get them through a situation. It could also be maybe you attract people who tend to have like crazy things happen, or they may have situations that occur that seem kind of almost like unbelievable, where you're like, what the heck is going on? It also could be a reflection of you. So maybe you find that a lot of things occur or happen for you, and sometimes it can leave you feeling like, what the hell just happened? But a lot of the time with this energy, there's always like a lesson that is learned. So maybe you are on a spiritual path for yourself, or maybe you are in this life to learn a lot of like spiritual life lessons that are shifting your life, or maybe you are meeting others and you are helping them kind of onto their path and to open up their spiritual journey and to hire themselves. We have our power animal. So you have the stag. It says the stag will tie you to your dignity and your sexual powers. Let's read from this little book what it says. Says, proud, upright, and with graceful dignity, that is how the stag presents himself to you, advising you to show who you are and what you are capable of. His chest swollen with pride, he bells out into his territory, thereby signifying his will. Impress the world with your presence. Do not moan, do not growl, just have an effect on your environment through being you. No matter what your life looks like, when you connect with the innermost power of your heart, you can rise up radiantly. It is who you are that will provide your life with power and dignity, and not what you have. When you are connected to your dignified power, you can fight appropriately for your place in life, convince the people who are important to you, and will find significantly less obstacles on your way. So this could be that you exude that energy. So maybe, again, people are drawn to you because you seem very sure in yourself. You seem very confident and aware, and you kind of have the energy of like oh, I got this, I can fix this. It's almost like if anything is thrown your way, oh, I got it, no problem. It is reminding you also that although that is who you are, you want to make sure that you are truly wanting to do it and you're doing it with dignity and grace, not that you're just doing it to do it, like, oh, I'm going to show you how strong and confident I am. Be mindful of yourself and also take time for yourself and know your limits. Your shamanic medicine ally card is the drum, and it says awaken. So again, it could go back with this card. Maybe you are someone who opens up others' eyes in a way. It could be spiritually. It could be with like new decisions that they can make or actions. It could be that you are like in a workplace where you are able to provide support or to like encourage people. And then your inspiration card says, there is no traffic jam along the extra mile. Roger Staubach. That is your reading pile 2 for what energy or people you attract. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, share, or comment. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile 3, group 3. If you chose the Celentine wand, however you want to say it, this is your reading for what type of energy or people you attract into your life. We already shuffled and pulled from the deck, so we're going to get started. First card we have is Temperance. And this may also be a reflection of yourself, because a lot of the time the energy we put out is energy we receive. So maybe as I'm going through this reading, you may find that these things resonate with you as well. With Temperance, it could be that you attract energy or individuals who tend to be pretty balanced and fair. They also may be more grounded or may like maybe more spiritually, or like kind of I wouldn't say a naturalist, but like maybe more earthy connection, more to the earth and the outside elements. So they may not be very materialistic. They may just enjoy like grounding activities. So maybe they like to go on hikes. Maybe they like doing yoga. Maybe they like swimming. Things that are like outdoors, or they could enjoy things that bring people like more peace. And again, that is different for everyone, but overall the vibe is like pretty peaceful and chill. This could also be a reflection for yourself. So maybe you are pretty calm and grounded. You tend to be more level-headed and not very emotional. We then have the moon. With the moon, it could be that you attract individuals or energy that are very healing. You may meet people or interact with people who may be on like a spiritual path, or maybe they're doing like therapy, or they're really working on themselves and working through things from their past or in their life currently. But you do attract the energy of like healing. Your overall vibe, it's like very grounding and very healing. You may also, either it could be a reflection of you or people you attract, that they tend to really focus on the things that are like their shadow side. So maybe you meet people who may have like maybe a dark past or dark history, not in like a bad or negative way, but maybe they had things in life that were like trying to tear them down. Or this could also again be a reflection of you. So maybe you've had a past that was a little rough, but you have learned to overcome it, or you're working to overcome it. You also have the wolves in the background. So it may be that people you interact, not people you interact, people you attract, or energy you attract, they may tend to be viewed as more like powerful and having a lot of strength, being pretty like driven, straightforward. We then have the Fool. So you may attract people or energy that are kind of carefree. So even though they do have this like strength and power about them, they also tend to be like funny, tend to do or like to do new things. They may help you, if you are a little more serious, they may help you relax a little bit. Again, this could be energy of yourself. So maybe people are drawn to you because you exude like a carefree, like fun attitude. It could also be that you attract maybe people who sometimes tend to make rash like decisions or choices. So oftentimes they may just be like, oh, we want to do this, let's do it. And they don't really consider maybe like possible outcomes or consequences that can occur. It also could be you, that maybe you're the individual that is like carefree and like, oh, let's just do it. Whatever happens, happens. We then have the Emperor. So overall, in like this general reading, there's a lot of like strength and power. With the Emperor, it's like a very driven energy. So maybe you attract people who are driven, either career-wise, it could be just in general within their families, friendships, school, job, career. They tend to have pretty high goals, and they set high goals for themselves. And they also want to associate themselves with people like that. So you may be an individual who is shooting for their dreams or creating their dreams. The Emperor is also pretty calculated. So you may attract people who sometimes seem like their decisions are more calculated than emotional. So maybe more logical. We then have the Death card. And please don't let this card scare you. I promise it is not a negative one. You may draw people or attract people or energies who are healing themselves. So again, coming back with this card and with this one, this typically is learning to let things go that may not be the best or beneficial for you, and then learning from that experience or a current situation, etc. So maybe you tend to draw people who go through like major life changes or who make major decisions. It also could be maybe yourself, that you tend to have things thrown your way that, like, I wouldn't say disrupt your life because that's not the right word, but that tend to force you to make different decisions. Then ultimately you end up learning a lesson from it. It could also be that maybe you are someone who isn't, how do I say it? Like isn't like in someone's life for forever. So maybe you are someone who is put along people's paths to help them learn and to heal, and it also helps you learn and heal. And then you're crossing with that individual as like gone or done. So you may be someone who goes into people's lives for like a fleeting moment so that you can both heal. And it could be that maybe you are someone who tends to, you have friends, but maybe they come and go. Maybe you also have not met like your friend tribe yet, or your people yet, which isn't a bad thing. This is a card of a lot of experience, a lot of learning. So you are learning a lot about yourself, or you're drawing in the energy of people who are learning about themselves, and you guys are coming together to both heal. We then have our power animals. So there's the frog, and it says, the frog will help you to purify yourself. We will read from this little book for more information. See if I can find it. It says, the frog is the envoy of purification. He wants to give you a fair warning that it is time to relieve yourself and your environment of all negative and burdening aspects. Start the relief with yourself. Disengage yourself from all the swampy or musty thoughts and emotions and emerge into joyful, easy, and positive aspects of life. It will only be from that position that you will find the ability to perceive what parts of your environment do your heart good. Purify your life as much as possible. Part with the things that pollute your life by expanding what gives you pleasure and what makes you lively and joyful. Your life shall feel like the clear, vivid water of nature. So with the frog energy, it may be drawing attention or calling attention for you, maybe because you do invite a lot of people into your life and you want them to heal and learn. Maybe sometimes you attract those individuals who aren't really meant to be like in your life, or that you aren't really meant to help. So you may have a very, again, like carefree, loving attitude, and you're like, oh, it is what it is. Like, we're gonna help who we can, but you also want to make sure you're taking note and you're making sure that it's also best for you. Not everyone deserves or needs to be helped by you. So always check in with yourself and see if it's really beneficial for you and the other person to cross paths and to learn from each other or to heal. Also, I like how it mentioned nature. So maybe you yourself love nature and you tend to attract energy or people who love being in nature. Then for your shamanic ally card, you have feathers, and it says restoration. So again, like very healing energy. Maybe you restore the people, you restore others' energies, or you, like when others interact with you, you both end up restoring each other's energies, or you end up restoring like each other's minds or thoughts, but there's like a general overall healing and learning that goes on between the energy you attract and the people you attract. We then have, if you do what you always did, you will get what you always got. And that is anonymous. Pile 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading of what type of energy or people you attract into your life. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment box down below. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you. Bye.